precaution that the parents should take care of,
Mm-hmm.
especially with those kids who are suffering from dystonia, CP, or autism.
When we are working at Nadi Yoga with different, special need children, one thing that I've always seen is that they have a very low immune system. They do not have resistance to the seasonal changes and the germ. Some of them are germophobias, and parents, what they do, they protect the child to the point that they never take them out.
Yes.
So my advice to them is that first, to improve the immunity of the child, they have to go back to the plant-based diet. So when I say plant-based diet, is that anything that is growing seasonal. So that is the most important. So every part of the country or every part of the world, they have different seasons at different time, and they have different things that grow at different times. So when I give a diet, it is based, or it should be based according to where they come from. It should not be given just haphazardly because somebody somewhere else has read on Google, or they have researched their own way and found that the Western follows something else, and then their own culture follows something else. So the most important is their own culture. When I speak about culture, I mean the home culture, the city culture, or the state culture. So when, if say in your area it's a season of carrots and radish and green leafy vegetables, because that's what grows in abundance. So you know that when it is coming, it is fresh. It is not. It would not have as much as pesticides. I mean, having to completely avoid pesticides in today's world is very hard. But when it is in season and it grows in abundance by itself, then you know that that is the right food to give to your child. So please do not use any artificial spices or any artificial salt or any artificial form of sugar. So that would be the best way to avoid mucus that is formed into the body of the child easily, and that's when you know that their immunity is very low. So they would keep, start falling sick quite often. They would have fever, and that would also bring them to more towards the jaundice, or meningitis is also something that they can catch very easily. So if their immune system is stronger, they can fight much more. So give them more fruits, give them more vegetables, give them more nuts. Keep the pulses away at the moment. Let them first get used to the flavors, the natural flavors of the fruits, natural flavors of the vegetables. That is something that should be given to them in the form of puree. You can steam them. Do not boil them in cooker. That is one thing I always tell my patients or parents of the children, is that do not make any vegetables in a pressure cooker, which is very common in India. They put it and it's done within 2 minutes, but all the nutrition are lost within that. So I would say that use steam, जिसको भाप भी कहते हैं, and use steam and cook in an iron utensil, or in a pot made of mud, clay. That is something which is a natural ingredient. So when you're cooking, or if it is heated to certain temperature, it is mixing certain form of minerals with it. So it is not destroying, it is actually putting more minerals. So that's the cooking method. Second thing, do not put it on high gas, because again you're cooking something and it's in high gas, it is not going to help. Slow cooking will also bring a lot of flavor for the child. So that is my one advice to how to cook and what to give. Second thing, if the immunity of the child is weak, do not give bananas in winters. You can always give it in during the hot season, but please avoid it during winters. Anything which has the coldness in them. So anything like pomegranate is there, banana is there, chiku is there. So think of it in a way that the foods that are available during summer, you should avoid it during winter, because I did say that it should be the seasonal fruits and vegetables that needs to be given.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It will definitely help many parents for sure.
Absolutely. I think today a lot of parents are trying different forms of diets. I need to stress this very, very, a lot stress has to be made that different diets should not be tried on the child. The child comes up with the genes that is from their parents, and the parents have the genes of their own ancestors, and so the child would not be able to follow a trend. It has to follow what is in the genes. So that is the most important thing that the parents need to know. So if instead, if they, if in a written article, if they have read somewhere or they've seen something and it says avocado, which is has amazing fatty acids in there, so it is beautiful. But has the child or have you ever tasted avocado? If you haven't tried avocado, if you haven't tasted avocado, your body is not used to digesting those kind of things. So when you're giving to your child, instead of having the positive effects of that fruit or vegetables, it will start having the negative effects. So it's not able to digest those things.
Yes.
So just give what you are used to eating, give the child what you're used to eating, and you will see that the digestion of the child and the immunity of this child is much more high, because remember that everything starts from your stomach.
Yes.
So if your stomach is light and it also is able to absorb all the nutrition from the food, then you know that anything good that you're giving is going to transmit into the minerals and the vitamins that our body needs to do other work, especially for special needs. The most important part is the growth of the brain, growth of certain chemicals in the brain. Okay, so that's very important. Diet is what we are made of.
Yes.